whether I do or don't want this train along here, because like clearly this is perfect place for dropping not only trucks but also to be putting train cargo directly on here. Obviously, if I'm coming out of this side, there's really no way to accurately make this flip around here. So I was really trying to find a way to get this train line to work, because even though originally I was thinking this wouldn't be an area to have a train line, I reckon I gotta have to. Like, this is just, it's clearly going to be the best way for companies to get stuff off this island. And I mean, you know, it makes sense. Clearly they're set up to want to be able to do that. I don't like that I can is there any like bare tracks I can put down? No, we've got those ones. Let's see how gentle we can make this curve, because that's important, especially on a cargo laden train. If I can get it to like 2%, that would probably be good. If I do like to there, 2.9, that's still relatively steep, I reckon. What is the realistic grade that you'd want a train like this to have? Also, come back to tell this. What's the default one for this? That's okay, I'll just give it this Metro Pillar elevated one. So what's the like cargo train maximum grade? For freight trains, the gradients should be preferably below 1.5 degrees. Now, that's not necessarily something we are going to be able to stick with. We may need to just, you know, make it fit for the sake of the game, but I mean, let's see if we can get at least something. I mean, come on. 1.9, like, fuck, that's like, I reckon we're just gonna have to have it probably to there, because I don't want it elevated too far along, if I'm honest. So I reckon that's probably what we'll do. This side is even worse, and it's going to be an absolute pain to try and get it to get down into here. That's I mean, ideally you'd want it to come and hook along here and then along here, but this will require the highway to be changed, which I think we can do. Maybe do that in a second, because I don't really want to do it right now. So it's very, very, very gentle, but that's just what's going to have to happen for a heavily laden train to be able to trundle its way back up there. I wonder if I can do a passing loop. Is that going to be enough to make it on the ground? Do you think that's going to be long enough to be a passing loop? I reckon so. So we'll make that a place where they can overtake each other, because we want this to be probably as narrow as possible. Maybe that's like a bit of a missed opportunity, but you know, whatever. Could be like we have to do one of those spiral things to get down, but yeah, I think we'll need a little bit of time to see about that. I didn't notice that I had done this to this road. That's certainly not a workable grade if we want that to be as straight as that. I reckon where are we gonna have to? We'd have to do it further back, or we can't do it further back here because that's where that is. I reckon maybe we just have to force them to turn around here. I reckon that's probably best case, and then actually make you go down. So now that won't be able to be used as a crossing, but that's fine for those guys. You'll figure it out. So I did some like amount of decal work, but it's not exactly perfect. I I'm sure there are, if you guys take a lot of time to really minutely detail like all of these areas and use hundreds of decals, we may be able to get a bit more detail, but I don't think I'm really going to be able to at this point. I just think that's going to kind of overload the game a little bit. So we're going to see what I can do, and if I get any ideas of what else I can do, I think I'm still going to go through and add some more, because I got a little bit distracted by doing that rail, and then losing the footage stopping. But I think if I go back and get some things like some more of these trucks and stuff, and even things like this can always just be added in here to just give this area a tiny little bit of detail like this, just have a few little things scattered around. So then I'm going to go, thought it does occur to me that because this won't be a real train, that anything that comes in here will still be trucks. Any cargo that's here will become trucks, and they'll all come out. So they won't actually use that train at all, which would be a real shame. I'd actually really like to see some big long cargo trains come down here. So I wonder what we can do. Do I have like an invisible train station? That would be useful, but that might be something I need to download again. We could use something like freight station, something like this. Is one elevated or is this? Yeah, someone's elevated. If there's like a not elevated one, then that'll be pretty good. Even though I like this area that I've made, I think I'm gonna end up deleting all of this. I'll tell you why in 1 second. Hold on. I reckon I downloaded this one, which is this Aperture Science freight terminal, which is in some ways pretty lame source to have here. But I reckon having this and having this as an actual place you can load in freight to the train is gonna be freaking better and pretty freaking sweet. So unfortunately we can't have it on both sides, so that's just gonna look a little bit strange, possibly. But what one was this? This was just the regular suburban road I normally use. Put that down. Just go. If you could just go like straight, that'll be fantastic. Hook into there, and then hook into that. That looks a little bit tighter than it should be. It's fairly tight, but that works pretty well, I reckon. And just make sure that this is as even as it can be. We'll remove this. Oh god, that thing there is actually pretty annoying. So I'm gonna delete that because I was being a bit lazy and using the asset, but I can totally just use the brush. It's fine. Will I at some point get annoyed that this bridge is at a weird angle and change it? Who is to say, really? Who's to say that that will be a thing that anyone's going to care about, in fact? Let's get rid of this bad boy. And then we will get the regular type, this one. Just like that. And then, yeah, just like that. That's pretty good. I reckon that's nice. I could see some very slow trains trundling along there. It's maybe a bit close, but I don't think I can really do much about that, if I'm honest. Should I put a parking lot or another office there? Maybe a car park, actually. I can use even one of these different ones. I do prefer actually using the road version, the parking lot roads, but I think that this is just going to be able to fit nicer. And maybe I will be able to put down some decals to make it work a little bit better. Grab all of these, move them in a little bit, because if I get this road, I don't think it's going to look especially great. It doesn't look too bad. Is there any like asphalt ones that I can like put underneath these guys? Well, that's somewhat of a half working car park. It's functional at least, but even if it looks a little bit silly, some angles it kind of they seem to appear again, and some angles they don't, so that's annoying. But we can just ignore that for the most part. Let's go back and do some more of the just general putting down props and stuff that I was doing earlier. I'm just going to, I think I'm gonna definitely not use that one. In fact, I'm gonna use this one again. Oh, I could honestly go with like 2 of these. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make that fit and look nice. Let me try it out. I think we'll just be now putting down some more random props that I can find, really. I think it's sort of just going down and just trying to add enough stuff here that it looks like it was deliberate. And this is a place that actually people are putting down, are working, and a business is, and they kind of just do what they need. I think definitely what I need, because I didn't use a key that has any fences, and that's fine for some of it, but I think some parts around here, I think I've definitely going to want to have a little bit of a fence. So I'm actually going to put that down and then just start detailing and putting random stuff down. I'm just going to see, and let's just see how it goes. And for this one, can I use, I go from like you to around to down until here actually, and then have a like real close up there, and then does that, yeah, that does stick. All right, and that works pretty well. That sounds pretty good. So I'm gonna just do some random stuff, look around, and see if I can find some stuff to fill out this area, make it look a bit nice like I did the last one. Does that look alright? And this one looks a little bit weird. Maybe I'll try to add something in here, but I think that's as good as I can get. Maybe if I was to use this one, that's probably better actually. Definitely, come to think of it. Although I do want to tell them not to use any of those, please. And ideally, not use any markings actually. You do come down here. I say just don't use markings. That's, I think, better. I think that definitely works a little bit better. I'm literally going to hook that around there and have this as an extra third line. And come on, grab you, pull you back just so you're not clipping into there. And this one could be, this one we just like a pretend storage one. So even if this is like a, which one's the back? Which one of you is the back and which one's you the front? I cannot tell, you're both the same. I think that's the right way around. It's going to be just a little, I don't know what this one's going to be, but it's going to be a little pretend one. I don't know what this is. So I'm not sure if there's an old one or one that's just like used for maintaining the rails occasionally, but this would be just a little small guy who can be used however they need. They would just be a little storage guy back here to be called into action when needed. I think definitely putting small and big trucks around is definitely a good way of making this place look a little bit more fleshed out. That's for sure. So I'm just going to be putting some guys down. These little guys just run around doing shit that's needed, like so, and just park to roll around occasionally. You probably have to come back and just do some more in these areas actually, because it's going to take a bit of time just to add a bunch of these little guys around the place. Maybe that doesn't make any sense. Maybe that isn't even slightly realistic, but I like it. I think that makes sense to me. I think like this probably help with the, just looking more realistic. So, put some of these things down. Alright, so I think I'm done with the most part of doing the detailing down here. I could have done with a tiny bit more space here, but here is the parking for a lot of these transport trailers to be heading out here. We've kind of tried to break them up a little bit into different companies, but they have their own areas. It seemed like, I was trying to find ways to fill out these spaces, and these seemed like kind of thing, this kind of parking, not necessarily exactly like this, but parking for trailers seemed like something that you would see in an area like this. So something else to do a time lapse of all of this detailing. I'm pretty happy with how the effect of this looks. Whether this is realistic, who's to say? Not me. I haven't worked in a cargo port, so to be honest, this is probably so far out of the realms of what makes sense, but it makes sense to me, and I think it looks pretty good. Everything I put here, like, yeah, maybe I feel like cranes and just skip some regular industrial stuff, a little ERT shed with a fire engine and their own ambulance for this area, a little office for them to stay in while they're not there. I think all of this makes sense to me, so I'm pretty happy with this whole thing. I think it looks pretty good. If you got any tips, I think let me know, definitely, but pretty happy in general with how this is looking. And next time, I say next time, it'll be in this episode actually, but it will be not today for me because I'm going to bed right now because it is 11:30 I'm going to delete some of this. I'm going to delete these. I'm just going to start quickly, because I'm going to delete these guys, and we'll essentially. Oh, I mean, I don't need to delete these docks. Actually, come to think of it, if I do like this, make them all the same height, put them underneath the ground. Oh, I forgot it does that. Yeah, you really slow down the game moving these for some reason. Can't say I can see why, but whatever. So if I move this back, I don't know if the others will move back equally, but we'll see. That should do. Alright, so they've been put into the dock as well. I think I will definitely be, if I delete that, is that going to cause some issues? Is my water availability about to go below where it needs to be? So that's a sewer. Which one? Oh, that's sewer. Do I have a... It's the same one. That's right, I'll just put the same one down. And I think that'll immediately work. Yeah, okay, so I just need to do that, I think. Cool, that's pretty marginal, but that will get us there for now. And now I'm actually going to just be removing pretty much everything from this first row, because I want to change it into this style here, where we have the cranes with the train running alongside underneath. So let me just quickly at least start on that. After you put some of these warehouses and stuff back down. Boy, some of this was pretty rough, but that was kind of the point. Like, it wasn't supposed to be very detailed to start with. We'll put all these down, these down, these down, these down. These down. We'll actually remove some of these. Oops, so you just spawned in there, okay? Well, sure. A lot of people walking. I don't know why there's people walking along here. It's because this area is not. This is like commercial, and I think mostly commercial. I'm not sure if there's any residential around here, but that is a place people could be wanting to walk to. So that, yeah, I guess kind of makes sense. We'll remove these, please. Oh, yeah. Essentially just going to remove all of these roads. That's gonna mess some things up, but hey, you guys can work it out. So how can I just want to pick up the things I want to pick up. Can I do that? I think I'm just gonna grab the props, really. I grab these. So put these down approximately there. And if I line them up all correctly, that should be good. Just gotta double make sure we're all level to the same level. Please and thank you. So these will have a road running behind them, this one, like they do on the other one, which will be probably, I'll move this down a little bit more, like to there. And then we can run these along the back. I think that's close enough. How does that look? A little bit too close, in fact. So I do need a road along here. I was thinking I'll try to just have the train tracks, but it looks like that's not going to be possible. I do wonder if I can do a invisible one, but maybe I'll maybe just do what I did here. Use this thin industrial one and just run the train line through the middle of it, kind of artificially. And we'll do that. I'll pull this along here. I'll grab all these big cranes again. And we just want to make sure that these are lined up centrally on there. Also, these are all over the place as far as the height is. Let's grab everything we can. and just make it sure that it is all same height, please and thank you. Alright, that's looking nice, and then we'll do the same thing where we just grab this train and run it essentially just straight along here, same as the other one was. Just make it easier. Delete that just to make sure. And I really wanted to just line up. It'd be really handy if this would just please line up. I'm pretty happy with that as a start of our is the main cargo corridor. I think that's pretty good actually. I think I'll leave it there for tonight. I will pick this up again in the morning and we will continue redoing this area and making it look a little bit more nice and detailed industrial. Let's do that.